Welcome to a new video. This is my front garage door, and this is the door coming in, and the parcel has turned up at last. Yes, I guess with it all being locked down, I guess getting anything is a bit of a bonus. That's obviously the front bars for the roll cage, so I'll get that into the workshop and I'll open it up. Oh, let's see what we've got. I decided to do it outside because obviously the box is huge. So yeah, that looks like the front bars, and this must be the crossbar. Ah, I see. It's all been done in one. Sorry, I'll do this with one hand. Excuse the camera work. Oh, that took me a good half an hour to get all that wrapped up. Jeez, it's tightly bound on there. So there's the bolts and plates and spacers. The other one I've taken over to the car, and that's all the stuff in there. God almighty, it was absolute sod. That's got to be a good, oh, there you go. That's got to be a good 30 minutes to take all that off, because obviously I didn't want to scrape the paint off it. So yeah, so now I'll take it in. You can see all the lights are off at the moment. I still haven't cleaned up the oil. That's unbelievable, that. It's got to be weeks. Oh well, another day, another dollar. So I'll bring you back when I've got I'm sure this has got to be easier to put in than unwrap it. Well, not quite, but we shall see. I maybe eat those words. So I was right about the packaging taking longer to take off than the bars. I haven't obviously bolted the things in yet, but I thought they would be quite difficult to put in place with all the flanges up there in the corners, and it took about a minute. There's definitely a little technique to putting them in. You just need to lean the side bars at an angle, then pop it up and then drop them back in. So it's really what I'll do now is loosely do the flanges up, then I'll get these nice and straight positioned here and drill the holes through, and then I can start thinking about adding these rounded plates or rounded bar to the bottom for this jacking system I've got here. But that went in remarkably easy. Literally it was about a minute to pop it in, and the flanges look like they're reasonably straight. I can see now that that box, this control panel here, would not have fitted up there. There's not enough room, and it would have stuck too far forward. And for those of you just watching in, if you're wondering why this has got a sunroof in it, this when I got this shell along with the 1970 Mark III, it's a late Mark II, early Mark III, because it's 1970 shell. Somebody had actually put a new roof on this, and this is the reason I wanted to turn it into a race car, because although it's been reasonably well done, it's not great. So the idea of this sunroof, which probably wouldn't be allowed in motorsport, we would have to make it metal, which we could do if we wanted to at a later stage. The idea is that because it's got polycarbonate windows all round, apart from obviously the front, so the doors, the front doors, the quarter panel and the rear window are all polycarbonate. This is an aluminium top that goes in here, but it's going to be on a lever system, so that when you're doing your cool down laps or lap, we can actually lift this up and get lots of cold air or cooler air into the car, because it's going to get pretty warm. Austria is, especially in Steiermark, is one of the hottest places in Austria. We can have it up even up into the 40s. 38s is fairly common in the summer, and that's most of the time we're going to be using this. So yeah, so the next thing is I'll get some bolts in it and start drilling. So I've got the bars in there, as you can see. They're not completely tight, but I've got them so that the flanges are nice and square on each side. I've got those in, and you can see down over there. This is basically a mock-up of the side bars, and you can see what they've done is they've actually put a tubular and then a square on the end of it, so you can actually put them at different angles. Obviously this will go up at a slight angle, but they have to be cut and then pinned, obviously, They'll have to be cut to a certain length, so they should go from the A pillar to the B pillar. But they make them a nominal size, I guess, to worry about cutting them to length for each particular vehicle. And you can see there how long that bar is. It's quite long. It almost fits to the back frame. But the back one has a solid square on it. It's been welded in place. I'll see if I can show you that now. You can see here. You can see that that's actually been. Hopefully that's going to show. Yeah. So you can see that's been welded right the way around. So obviously you only need to cut one end on it. So what I have done there, you can see I've got that strap across, that come along strap across from the A to the B pillar, and that's basically to get these legs upright, rather than, because they do flex a lot, you need to pull these into position. We had to do the same thing with the rear bars here across the back here. Obviously this one you cannot move because there's too much support in it, but these this front hoop, you need to actually pull it across. You can see it there, and we had to actually pull it in to get it right. There's some of them have a bit of, they must be done inside a jig of some type, but you know, it's very difficult to pull them into position. Sometimes they don't always fit like they should, so it's really important to try and get the measurements right on it. That doesn't mean to say that the body isn't a little bit out, but if you get it within a few mil, you're pretty safe. So I'll take you around this side. I'll show you, excuse me, I'll show you that's that bracket I'm putting on now, which will just go on with a nut on it. I'm not going to take the head bolt off. So as I say, I'll put this strap in it, and the idea is to bring this so you can see that that's nice and level now. What's it they're saying? Bad Obsession Motorsport? Make the noise? No, this is just a basic one. The problem will be with this is you cannot get it straight on the inside there. You can see where that level is there. Hang on, where that level is there. And you can see how much gap there is. It's very hard to hold and do it. And the reason for that is because of these plates. So it's fairly obvious that these plates go on the inside like this one is here, as you can see. Hopefully you can see it. And I've got that in lined up and already ready to drill. And then this plate will go underneath. I think now that's where we made the mistake with this back one. We should have used the angle plate to go on the inside there. But for some reason it just wouldn't fit up. Maybe the plate needed bending, but there just didn't seem enough room to do it. But now I know better. So I think you need, those plates always have to go under here like this one is here, and then the bottom plate on it. So that's where we are. So I'll get one side done first, then get the other side in, bolt everything up tight, and then I'll put these side extrusion bars in, and we'll go from there. But yeah, so that's where we are so far with it. Hopefully in the next video I'll do I'll get this finished up, and I'm going to also do some work on the E-type. I've got to do the shims on the E-type, so that'll be the next job to do. And yeah, I really need to get my fat ass off the office chair and get something done. But you can see this is the next job coming up. So I'll do the exhaust side first. Now I've got all the new shims ready for it, and then I'll do the inlet, and then I can put it all back together. And so for the Jaguar guys, absolutely the next video is the shims on this, and there's quite a bit of work to do on this because I need to raise the front suspension as well on it. But the way things are going this year, I don't see us using our classic cars much, to be honest. I think June or July before we're kind of being allowed to go out a bit better. They might ease up things, you know, by the end of April here. Maybe some other shops will open, but I think restaurants and bars and things are going to be a long way, quite a way off. I think we're probably looking at well into the summer, late summer. But anyway, on that note, stay safe, keep the faith, enjoy your hobby, and try and use your time as constructively as you can, or as productively as you can. You know, there's not much we can do. We just have to get on with it. But we'll pull through. If we all work together and help each other, we can get through it. So take care. Bye for now.